Yo, it's Blindo Battle League. Everybody make some fucking noise if you're here for this. Yo, on my right hand side, straight out of fucking Cambridge City. What's your name, Don?
My name is Kick Nelly.
To my left hand side, he's from Maidstone. What's your name, bro?
Big Benny Bizzel, the real boss of this bitch.
Let's go. So, we flipped off camera. You won the toss. Let's go.
Benny's going first.
Let's go.
See now, the most common cause of death on site occurs from heights. The scary thing is with this statistic, it shows. And I'm scared if this statistic don't make them heights, just because you can't hang with us, we'll all be roped into your suicide. When your hype man gets more hype than you do, maybe you should sell your soul or do some voodoo. So you gotta know how to play your part. If you wanna be a sidekick, you gotta keep it quiet, bitch, like a side chick. See now, an equal partnership is where you both put in the same amount of money and hours of effort. But Georgie wants to get ahead like he's got a guillotine. It's crazy what these men do to be the face of the league. Or your neck's on the line, looks like he's about to be severed. Everyone knows diamonds are made under pressure. But if he wants to take all the shine, how can these moments be treasured?
Jesus.
Some people will do anything to make. Some people will do anything to get what they have to, no matter the sacrifice. They'd do anything to be a millionaire. Look at TLO. Don't worry about phone a friend, because Georgie put all his friends on the line. See, I like to stay close to my pupils like a cornea. Look into my eyes, see if it's true, and see, I'm a Benz. I could teach you some class, learn you with a cane, so after you're able, putting them differences aside so we can all break bread at this table. Well, Georgie, you your brother's keeper? You ain't here. Well, Georgie, you your brother's keeper? Nah, bruv, man's up front of it looking for his own goals like Barthez. Yeah, I'm a star player here, but let me be up front before I start to attack. I know I bring the numbers at the net, but you don't want this 9 on my name on your back. We do it by the book. No point saying you might, you better Bible. Matthew 12:25, a house divided against itself cannot stand. So boys, it's time to draw a line in the sand. Life can be cruel, that's why we pray on our knees. Instead of keep putting each other down, why don't you lend each other a hand? Georgie knows he's got you, babe. But it makes you grow darker every day. Knowing in a relationship, you're the bitch, and he's taking all the shine. We'll call him Sonny, man. That makes you a dumb blonde. That's not a fair share. I think you may be at the crossroads, and now you're at the intersections, you're going different directions. If you think he's a bad apple and you can't grow together, enjoy the fruits of your labour, well, maybe you should change routes. I ain't even gonna strip over what part you gave me. I went out on a limb and it's like a Gracie to make sure you make the big break, make the cast. Well, you might try and tarnish my character. Well, I got a machete, and I was only taking your side to make sure I get my own part. For the record, let's talk about how he rigged the battle of George versus Mikey. Well, that's hardly worth a journey, man. Tragic, worse than any fighter's padded record. They say a facial expression can say 1,000 words. Well, you're like acupuncture. Georgie's got a needle to pick because you're getting on his fucking nerves. I was going to open up a can for you once. And then against Coolsey, you copied Thomas Russell. What he said against Big J, screamed out, "I fucked your dad!" Well, you must want that can, sir. You both keep going twos on fags. I'm like a doctor, surgical with this pen, but I'm losing my patience. So when the lines go vertical on this screen, I know I'll put this shit straight again. Now we're hair falling out, chemo won't help, you still got to die today. This is the most aggressive stage.
That time?
Yeah, boy.
Bruv, do you not understand time limits? You think that shit's a design in it? I said 90 seconds, how the fuck you rap for 5 minutes? Benny Bizzel be rapping like this. Listen, Roots, if you want to grow, you've got to branch out and leave Nick because the grass is greener on the other side. So me versus Ted was the match to see. I was getting ready to avenge my boy and catch a body on cam like Jack Ruby. But you said you and Mikey was a blasphemy, so Georgie Roo drew the bracket because you ran from the battle like an evacuee. So yeah, I'm not happy. Thanks to this knob, I lost my battle with Big Tech, like John McAfee. So now I've been given this prick to beat some silly neek with an affinity for shitty schemes in a constant battle with borderline illiteracy. Georgie, when you said you had a shit knockoff Bobby Rex at home, I didn't think you meant it literally. Cause his rounds are completely skippable. Punches more dated than wordplay and Motorola flippables. Rhymes inexplicable, unable to rhyme more than a single syllable, coherent rhyme structure missing to, and why do you growl at the end of every bar like you are shitting, dude? Because I give to you Benny Bizzel, a man who can rap for 9 minutes and say very little. Bruv, your bars are hardly special. They ain't. Let me rap. Your bars are hardly special, they aren't even legible. The only reason you're here is because your last stop never showed. You thought you had Toucan in the bag like the Harvest Festival. You deluded, you truly believed that. Toucan would have had you clean, clear and under control like Neutrogena. So let's talk about in your last battle against Savant when the whole crowd fucked off in the middle of your round. Because when I rap, people come, ejaculate. When he raps, people leave. Evacuate. Allow me to elaborate, because when you started rapping, mate, there was about 10 man in the frame. And by the time you were done, hey, I was the only one that remained. You had people walking off cam like Dipset broke up. Then after the battle, you came up to me like, yo, bruv, if we edit out the chokes and stuff, I would look like Loaded Lux. Then without fail, 3 times a week, he's in my DMs like, when's it going up? Benny, go to fuck. You really think I can just comb through that and put out something presentable just like that? I think you seriously overestimate the amount of free time that I have. You choked and stumbled 8 times in a 1-round battle. That ain't my fault, is it? But I keep it 100, so best believe when Ben's on the bill, you bank on it being bolted. He claims to be the sickest up-and-comer off the dome. The way he spread that lie is amazing, because I know for a fact all his flips are pre-wrote, because if that weren't the case, think surviving strangulation, you'd be able to free yourself from out the chokes.
Now he's talking about Savant. He lost to fucking Savant. No wonder why you won't put the battle up, you fucking schmuck, because I'm going to take away your shine. Didn't know. Listen, he thought this was a plate he could handle. Eyes too big for your belly, you've clearly bit off more than you can chew. No one can stomach this prick, he's enough to put you off your food. But this is no laughing matter, you're digesting. I'll disembowel you, boy, now I'm intestine. Appendicitis. One word can get you killed, already measured out your coffin, that's a dimension. You're gonna think this is a western, I'm about to draw on him. Keep acting animated, I'm a pain in the neck. Shooting apples, I'm taking Granny Smith. I can't afford to have values, got a price on my head. I take all these bitches' whips and forget about the backlash. I'll be like, I want that pink lady quick. On the long road like my hair, you have to get cut. You both come to dead ends. My K's gonna shine. I put a hole in you so big, I could just walk through. Me, when I start something, I like to see it through. Ain't everybody sleeping on you, Nick. It's just they went into hibernation. The reason why you don't cook right when you get a plate? Well, that's sloppy preparation. Being married to the game can be a noose around your own neck. But when you tie the knot, that's what separates you. See, one day I might be able to rest in peace. But a minute, too many things are triggering me off. No rest in the peace. So I might not be part of your little clique. So I'll find some inner peace, bite the bullet from inner peace. Now I've got my own little clique. You're playing Rush Roulette with a fully loaded clip that revolves around me. That's a different caliber. They shouldn't gas you when I've got one in the chamber. You got nursery rhymes like away in the manger. My last battle, Joseph couldn't question my gifts, and the death of you will be the birth of me. I hope that puts you in a stable place. These judges, they better be 3 fucking wise men, yeah? No Louis Walsh ain't gambling with no bands, but if they try and cross this desert, they better hope I like their presents, because if not, I'm going home with at least 3 bags. So you and Georgie choose the 3 judges, yeah? Pretty obvious, I can see how this is gonna work. I'm doing all the graft, but not getting a break. Well, I'm taking this 30, so I believe in my rights. Well, I better start by punching. Fuck it, I'll make sure everyone gets paid when I bring you the 9 to 5. You'll get your top taken off like a Lincoln. Like JFK, you better go for a drive to clear your mind. You can't trump what I bring, I was just biding my time. If he gets the vote, I can't put a hole in your boat. Let that sink in, or the judges must be deaf, dumb, or blind. See, Nick, there's different levels to this shit. Pedigree, but now you're about to open up a can of worms, my chump. See, as you look through the records, you've lost every battle nearly, apart from the ones you set up on your own fucking league. I mean, you give yourself a body just to fucking eat. The whole thing's rigged. So let me put a hole in your boat and literally let that sink in, you little prick. Before you say the shoe don't fit, I took your soul out just for some fucking kicks. Time.
Yeah. Solid round.
Give it up for that round.
Solid round.
Okay, conceited. Shut up. Okay, conceited tribute act. Bun your penmanship. Let's talk about how every single battle of yours requires some form of censorship or heavy editing. Because watch him versus Robin HD skip to 14:18 and look at the look on the judges' faces. Because you came out with a silly little name flip. And I quote, "I've got more whips than Kunta Kinte did." And then a week later, you're in my inbox like, "The final cut, I don't think that should make it, because that might be somewhat potentially perceived as racist." Well, yes, Benny, it was. But if you knew that was the case, then surely you should have had the self-awareness not to say it. Look, I know you're old as fuck and not woke enough, but look at who co-owns this, bruv. Our boy George. So you should know that BA is a culture club. But fuck it, I'm gonna release Benny Bizzel, the director's cut. BB, the new issue. All chokes, no punches, jiu-jitsu, on a roll. Been sent to clean up your messy bars, blue tissue. But who is you? Allegedly, he's a boxer who likes to breed dogs. That's what he's telling me, but how comes you get in the ring and lack any form of pedigree? And up until a year ago, I found out you was a devout Catholic. Well, I'll exile any man at the cross that's no cap. You went from a Christian to a road man. Traded in your Bible for a notepad. Went from Matthew and Luke to DNA, Hollow and Ab. And his G-O-D became Holohan. He went from John 3:16 to John 3s and 16s. It's so bizarre. He went from knowing Psalms and welcoming his flock with open arms to wondering why double impact didn't take place on Noah's Ark. But yo, Noah's Ark. Benny. Alright.
Sorry, you done?
Yeah,
Right, sweet. Right. I got a blade that's like a vicious rumour. It'll make you smile as it goes from ear to ear. I'll give you all the stone fakes, because even if I rush more to carve in my name, what's this amounting to? Will it take any precedence? I ain't even close to my peak yet, and I wonder why you can't see from my point of view. I'm Big Ben. When my hand moves to the 9, you know what time it is. Because I'm always working around the clock, so any moment you can get caught. I should really kill Nick Kelly so he can take a job as a ghostwriter in the afterlife. Because when I was breaking glass, there was a little bit of fire that left me alarmed. Then I got told by the owner of the company who owned up like he meant no fucking harm. Well, if I wasn't violated of my rights when you helped my opponent with his rights, and judging this to be attorney, I got a question whether the hand that feeds me bodies, I should bite. Or even though dogs being collared are right. They think they can stop dog barking because dog's barking mad? Well, I'm mad because I'm barking. If you take the bar out debarking, it leaves the king. Now who's barking and who's mad? I gotta think outside the box when I strike with this match. People change like the wind, but they ain't gonna stop me from sparking this fag. Fuck tit for tat, I got a tat for this tit. I'll put a gun to your neck, though I ain't leaving ink. Though my ink consistent, you're just inconsistent as shit. Now we can identify you with your tat, because you let my fam in, and we're hungry to put this shit on the map. I sleep with a nose under my pillow, restless. You sleep with your nose on the pillow, carefree. You sleep next to the radiator to feel the heat. It's crazy because I sleep with a piece to feel at ease. The only comparison is with my piece and your radiator, they both bring a lot of heat. No one likes you like the rain, blood. Now I'm about to make it rain, blood. Yeah, my shit's the bomb, but when it all goes south for you, think King Jong-un. You're gonna need a new career. This is Jesus crying. God tears, they can't question my rain, blood. Where's Tech at? Where the fuck's he at? Tech, get your ass here, boy. Why they got Tekken for? Look, I don't want to play no games. I said, why they got Tekken for? Well, that's the only time you can play as the king. You think you got a plug? Well, I'm just going to follow the lead. I'm the controller. I'll be careful when I select. Don't start or I'll tap that X. If squares want a triangles, well, you are one, and I ain't allowed in the small circle, even though circle. You're going to be taking the L2, because no L1. Your performance up and down. You are too, so what's left right now then, son? And we're going to address this, so I can't talk about whips no more. But since you battled Crash, you've been making some crazy claims. You said you were strapped in the whole time, so I don't want to hear about no more whiplash. But what I don't find ensuring is if we bring up the shots you've had, he says no one can test him. Well, you'll know that's a breath of lies. Oh, bro, that's crazy. Right. Huh? Listen. Well, Bennett only turned up today hoping to draw Enigma. Well, if you do, come here, Tech. I need you here for this part. Come here, you can be Tech. Listen.
Go on, lad.
Come on, bro. 2 secs. Sorry, cameraman.
just chop this bit. Go on, lad. Go over it.
Hello, mate.
So you only turned up today hoping to draw Bennett. Bennett only turned up today hoping to draw Enigma. Well, if you do, I'll draw this machete for your neck. And now this blade's getting out of hand like Wolverine. And now I'm giving out the orders here. You know I'm putting it on tech and you're a bayonet. Let me give you some insight. Now to get insight, I've had this cross on the Prophet the whole time. That's a bag. Job done. Go on, boy.
Yo, everyone, give it up for my double partner, Tech. Yo, this is a reach and this may fail, but I go American Psycho. You ain't in my sights, bro. So I aim from the hip now, 2B squared. Watch this Christian Bale. Like I said, Bunny's penmanship. I don't rate it, not for a second, bitch. Now he's running events and shit because I'm letting him. This religious fundamentalist. Oh shit, that's real. I just fundamentalist. When judging, you want to factor in his square roots like a quadratic. I hope he uses his chest to stop traffic. It's becoming oh so problematic that this religious breeder has become dogmatic. Because I'm way ahead of him, I'm an amazing specimen. I think I just found my place in the diary of Jane. Because I'm breaking Benjamin. You'll die in this field like that Danish Ericsson. Listen here, you scarecrow-looking cunt. Fucking Goliath never been on a diet, and I ain't lying. Your schemes have become dire and tiresome because you ain't Jameson, you are bootleg Ben. So you ain't got 'em drunk off your writing because when you're brewing up, you ain't refining it. That is how you effectively do a word association scheme. Not like you do. We live in a dimension where words can kill. That's a dimension. My brethren, trying to apply that in a sentence. You can't. And he's who you're backing. Mr. I just me too'd the English language. Oh. This cog's a loser. I copped the moolah. I'm catching a 30 like I was tossed a ruler. So cold I could outstare Medusa. I chat shit and spit fire. They call my tongue the turd toaster. You're a nitty. You put asbestos in spliffs to make them burn slower. Lose to him? Come now, I'd rather be gunned down. See the price of Freddo raised to £1. There's a better likelihood of Enigma the Prophet coming out. Time. Like.